Hey, Rick Sosby here with ATV.com, and we're here today reviewing the 2017 Yamaha Wolverine R-Spec. Particular model comes in at around $13,200-ish with a 708cc single-cylinder electronically fuel-injected engine that produces about 47 horsepower. The Wolverine will actually tow 1,500 pounds, and you can put up to 300 pounds in the bed, but it is a non-tilting bed. It has 11.4 inches of ground clearance and independent suspension on all four corners with 9.7 inches of travel in the front and 10.6 inches of travel in the rear. Now, the Yamaha Wolverine R-Spec does come with the KYB fully adjustable piggyback shocks. Now, some of the features we're finding on this Yamaha Wolverine R-Spec are the power steering, on-command four-wheel drive, tapered bed for a better off-camber trails, a little bit narrower rear end for getting in between those tight trees, and high back seating. One thing that you'll notice on the front suspension is the wide arc. So that gives you an overall better performing ground clearance for this particular model. And additionally, you find that the roll structure actually comes out, and there are these protective tree kickers here to protect the rear wheel. And in certain cases, in tight terrain, large trees, off camber, you can use those as a pivot point, but it's actually meant to protect the rear wheel. So before we get into the riding impressions, let me set the stage just a little bit about the type of terrain that we were riding on. A lot of tight trails, a lot of uphills, downhills, switchbacks, very narrow terrain to say the least, which is actually where a vehicle like this Yamaha Wolverine actually performs very well. Now, when you look at the type of terrain we were riding on, and this being a 708cc single-cylinder engine, 47 horsepower engine, the Wolverine never felt like it was underpowered. We always had plenty of power for the trail. And I feel like sometimes the larger engines can overpower the trail, but not in this particular unit. I feel like the power plant, the chassis, the suspension, and everything performed very well with the engine. Now, we had some really rugged, really rocky terrain. And from the factory, the settings on these KYB shocks seemed just a little bit harsh, but fortunately, these are adjustable. So with a little click here and a little click there, we were able to smooth the suspension out to our liking. So in terms of comfort in the cab, you have these high back seats, you have shoulder bolsters, you feel like you're really inside the car, safe and secure, 3-point seat belts. And then if you look at storage compartments, there's not a tremendous amount of storage, but for the compactness of this vehicle, there kind of is a glove box. You have a center console storage and a little pocket just in front of you with drink holders and place for your keys and maybe a cell phone. One of the things that I like about the console storage is that it actually doubles as an access point for your air filter. Service is a big thing. The bed on this particular unit does not dump, so having that access point is very important for me. So this is considered a sport utility vehicle. So a lot of play, a little bit of work. For us, the bed does not dump, but you can still carry things, and there are molded dividers where you can place one-bys and separate out anything you need to take with you on the trail. And this vehicle will also tow 1,500 pounds, which is amazing. And you can put 300 pounds of cargo in that bed. So for a sport utility vehicle, this thing has just about everything you would need. The price point is right. It's super versatile. So if you want to check one of these out, Yamaha has demo rides all over the United States. Go visit with those guys. If you need more about a review or specs, check us out on ATV.com.